Good morning and welcome to the show. I'm sitting here in my cozy little kitchen provided by Fohan Furniture with Anna Walrond, who's otherwise known as Anna the Banana sometimes, but you're from Bob Balloons. And the reason I really want to talk to you about not just the fun stuff you do with balloons, but the good stuff that you do for military families. Mm-hmm. Thanks for coming on the show.
Thanks for having me. I am a military wife. We were in the military for over 20 years, and I've had the opportunity to travel around a lot. Mm-hmm. And when we came here, our first time we came to Panama, I started this business with the idea of singing telegrams. But then we got deployed to Saudi Arabia, where I picked up other talents like twisting and magic and clowning and all that kind of stuff from people over there. Then we were fortunate to be restationed here, so I incorporated it, started my business back up.
So you learned that stuff in Saudi Arabia?
I did.
Of all places?
Well, there were a lot of women over there doing that.
Okay, so it was from other military families.
Right.
Okay.
And so then in the community, we have helped several charitable organizations throughout the years. And now I'm interested in maybe providing opportunities for deployed families to do parties for them as they plan to leave.
Yeah.
And so that's my mission now. And having this company has just been a terrific passion of mine all my life.
And just making people smile.
That's it.
There's a big payment in that beside the monetary side of things when you make people smile. Now, I noticed we have some balloons here, and you've got some little monkeys.
Well, this is a monkey. This is...
Okay, very good.
You can have them, give them out.
Well, thank you.
I'm going to teach you how to make a dog today.
Okay, well, let's see if we can get started on that.
Okay, well, pick a balloon.
Okay, I'll take this green fella here.
Okay, this is all about twisting bubbles, okay?
Okay.
It's very simple, and you can do it. So the first thing you're going to do is twist one bubble about this size for the head.
Okay.
Twist it about 5 times and hold it.
Okay.
Okay, now, as you hold it, twist 2 more bubbles, a little bit bigger for the ears. 1, okay, hold it. Twist the other one.
Love that sound.
Yeah, go ahead, that's fine.
Okay.
About the same size as the first one. Let's try again. First bubble.
First bubble.
A smaller second bubble.
Smaller second bubble.
Well, yeah, so we don't run out of balloons.
Yeah, okay. Well, mine's bigger.
It's okay.
Okay, but 5... Holy mackerel, this is harder than it looks.
And twist a second one. A third one, actually.
Okay, second.
And then fold it over like this.
Yeah.
And twist it. I think, when that happens, I ask the kids if they stuck a needle through my balloon. They go, no.
This is much harder than it looks. We've got to run off to the local weather, but I'm going to take another crack at this on the other side of these messages. The local weather brought to you by the West Pittman Law Firm, westpittmanlawfirm.com. Welcome back to the show. I'm here with Anna from Bob Balloons, who is a very patient lady, by the way. During the break, we muddled through this thing, and it actually came out pretty good.
It is. It's excellent.
But yeah, I mean, it took a little time. Thank God we have long commercial breaks.
Kids are faster at it.
Yeah, they are. They're probably smarter at this stuff. But it's great fun. I guess, once you learn the technique, you can probably make a whole bunch of different type animals.
Yes.
So this is one of these things you would do for military families to keep the kids occupied.
We do. We'll do anything that our services do normally.
Well, now what do we got here? I see we've got some...
a little magic illusion. So we have what we call a change bag here.
A change bag.
Right.
Okay.
And of course, it doesn't have any money in it, so it just changes things.
Okay.
And it's empty. And
Obviously.
we ask you to go ahead and put all the colors in there. And when you do that, you have to do it like the children do it. You have to say the color and go poof on each one.
All right. I think I can handle it. Say the color. Blue. Poof. Red. Poof. Yellow. Poof. And green. Poof.
That's very good.
There you go.
Okay, now I ask them to say some magic words you might want to come up with. They don't have to be regular words that you know, but you can make them up, and they come up with all sorts of crazy stuff.
Oh, so I'll make up a word, and I like the word Orkiddy-Muggadorf.
Okay, reach in there.
I don't know what that means.
It just means magic.
It means magic. Okay, now reach in and grab my... Well, there they... How? It's what?
It's magic.
It's magical, and that thing is empty.
It is.
Holy mackerel. Anna, you are just so magical. And the kids must get a real kick out of this stuff.
They do.
So, if somebody wants, if there's a military family out there now that's watching this, and they want to, and they're getting ready to deploy, how do we get in touch with you?
Well, we have to depend on a squadron or some military organization to plan their deployment party. Usually they do it when several go. And just give us a call, and we'll come and entertain doing their little farewell party.
And that's what I really love about this community. And we really support our military. We have a big military presence here along the Gulf Coast. We've got the Navy base, we've got Tyndall, and if you go down the road a little more, we've got Hurlbut Field, we've got Eglin Air Force Base. There's so many military connections here. And if you're not a military family and you live in this area, you probably know a military family.
Right, and you can just ask anyone about our services because we've been here for like almost 30 years.
But you do a lot more than just balloons and magic, right?
Yeah, we do face painting. Singing telegrams is where we first started, and we do costume singing skits that are hilarious. Gorillagrams, ballet dancers, you name it.
And just to keep the kids having
Everything.
fun. Well, I'm so glad you brought the balloons today and not the face paint.
I figured you wouldn't want to be painted.
No, I wouldn't. We've got to run off. But thank you again,
thank
Anna,
you.
otherwise known as Anna Banana. Anna Banana from Baba Balloons.
I am.
Thanks for what you do to keep us happy.
Thank you.
And thanks for your service to the country, because as a military dependent, you're right in there in the fight.
It's my pleasure.
Thanks again. And we'll be right back after your Mad Hatter Minute.
Hi, this is David Lovett, and this is your Mad Hatter Minute. Preventative maintenance is critical to keeping your vehicle running properly. Everyone knows that you need to change the engine oil and do periodic tune-ups, but no one remembers to do the timing belt. The timing belt is part of your vehicle that's located behind the timing cover, and it's not visible when you open your hood. It's a rubber belt, just like your serpentine belt or V-belts that are visible when you open your hood. Timing belts synchronize the rotation of the engine's camshaft and crankshaft so that the valves open and close at the proper strokes. Some vehicles have engines that are called interference engines, which means that the valves open and close based off the rotation of the timing belt. Pistons move up and down, valves move up and down. Should that timing belt break while you're driving, pistons continue to move, the valves drop, and there's a likelihood that the piston will strike the valve and either bend the valve or actually puncture the piston. Should your timing belt break while you're driving, it could be a very expensive repair, or it could be a complete engine replacement. Don't be surprised if the shop replacing the timing belt also recommends replacing the cam seals and the crank seals. It's best to spend a few extra dollars to have those seals replaced when you're doing the timing belt, rather than run the risk of getting oil all over the brand new timing belt and have the timing slip. Best advice is to change the engine timing belt every 60,000 miles. I am David Lovett, and that has been your Mad Hatter Minute.
Hey folks, this is Joshua Brown with Mad Hatter on 23rd Street. Is your check engine light on? If it is, text MADHAT28, that's MADHAT28, to 24247 and we'll check it for free.
Welcome back to the show. I'm here with Pamela Elliott from Elliott Vocal Studios and Talent Agency.
Good morning, Don.
Welcome back to the show.
Thanks.
So what's going on? There's always something cooking out there. You're always doing something.
Oh, yes.
I mean, there's either a class or an event, or what's happening next week?
We have a couple of things going on next week, really exciting things. The first thing that we have is another camp, and it's for 13 to 16-year-olds. It starts Monday, goes through Thursday, and that is from 9 to 3. And the 13 to 16-year-olds, usually they know if they want to be in the business or not. So we're going to talk about voice. We're going to talk about instruments. We're going to introduce them to all kinds of
So
stuff.
it's just a talent camp. It's not a music camp. It's just it's all around.
It's just kind of covers everything.
What do you call it? It's just.
It's just like a music
Day
talent.
camp. Music talent day camp.
Yeah, and we're going to talk about writing their own music, and we're going to experiment with writing some music. We're also going to do, some business talk about the music business and how to promote themselves. And not only that, they're going to get to go in the studio and record a song.
How cool is that?
In our state-of-the-art recording
Yeah,
studio.
love that
there.
studio. I've been in there.
Yes, it's really nice. Really nice.
So, and this is from 13 to 16-year-olds?
13 to 16, we still have a few spaces left. So if someone wants to do it, it's $149. You can go to ElliotVocalStudios.com and go to the events, then go to camps, and just mouse over the pictures, and you'll see the camp there, and you can just click on that and register right there online.
Oh, that's awesome stuff. What else is happening out there? How's the talent agency going?
Talent agency is going fabulous. Fabulous. Chris Godber, which you are going to be having on next week, is he's one of our teachers at Elliott Vocal Studios, and he's also one of the talents in our talent agency. And we want to really tell y'all he is a great, great talent. He plays saxophone. Wow.
Yeah,
really,
if
really
you haven't heard him play
fantastic.
saxophone.
Oh my goodness gracious.
Yeah.
He's fantastic. The other thing we have going on is an acting class for acting on camera. And this is something very, very needed.
Maybe I need to take some lessons.
Yeah.
Maybe I need to learn how to act on camera.
No.
Yeah. No.
Just kidding.
I don't want to ruin your class. Okay.
No. But it's Jason Hedden from Gulf Coast College. He's over the theater department, but not only does he do theater acting, he does on-camera acting. And he is coming and teaching this class and going over some very important things that we need to know for acting on camera for our area, because we are seeking actors and actresses, young and old alike, for Elliott Talent Agency.
And this would be like for commercial work or whatever,
yes,
right?
Yes. Commercial work, film, just, you know, all kinds of stuff. So that
soap
is...
opera. We need soap operas. That's
soap
what
opera?
We need more of those. Not enough drama.
My life's a soap opera. We could start here.
Yeah, everybody's is. Everybody's got a little drama.
That's true.
Yeah. That's the last thing I need is more drama. Anyway.
It's Tuesday night. It is the 15th of July. It starts at 6 o'clock and goes till 9 o'clock. It's for ages 16 through adult. And it's going to be a great class. It's only $40. You can't go wrong doing this class. If you have any interest at all in doing any kind of film or camera work, come to Jason's class on the July 15th.
And you can learn how to do that, and you can kind of gauge how much talent you have. You can also learn how to develop it a little. And the one-stop shopping, you've got the talent agency right there, too. So
Absolutely.
So you can actually, it's almost like an audition. When people come out to the class, you can see who's good, who's not good, and and help them along with their careers too.
We sure can, and we just need that around here. So we're pursuing that heavily right now.
I don't know that anybody's doing what you're doing around here, quite honestly, with the talent agency and the music and the acting and everything like that.
It's a real process, I will tell you that, but it's been so good, and we have a lot of support from the community, and we really appreciate all the support.
And maybe you can remind us how we can get in touch with you.
You can get in touch with me at 850-215-6050 at Elliott Vocal Studios. That is also Elliott Talent Agency number. There's another number for the Elliott Talent Agency, and that is 850-832-8014.
Pamela Elliott, thanks so much for coming back on the show, and thanks for keeping the drama in our lives. We'll be right back. Welcome back to the show. It's that time of year when maybe your allergies are starting to act up a little bit. Well, I have an expert here in the way of Dr. Gita Carre, who is a local allergist, and we're going to talk about allergies not just being an annoyance, but maybe even being life-threatening. Dr. Carre, thank you so much for coming on the show.
Well, thank you for having me.
How'd you like that lead-in? Was it
that
scary
was
enough?
Excellent. Yes, that was very good.
It's a little
very
scary,
frightening.
But what
Good
exactly
job.
is what are allergies?
Okay, so probably the best way to start talking about allergies is to talk about the word atopy, which is derived from a Greek word. It's the medical term for allergies, and atopy comes from a Greek word which means strange disease.
Yeah, okay, so it is a strange disease.
It is
I
a
suppose.
strange disease, but when we talk about allergies, we're talking about a part of your immune system, which we define as an antibody called IgE, which is having an inappropriate reaction to something.
Okay.
Something in the air, something you've ingested, something that has stung you, something that has been infused.
For the layman, I mean, we think about it being seasonal, like hay
Right.
fever and sniffly nose and maybe runny eyes or whatever. But
Right.
it's more than that, isn't it?
Absolutely.
I mean, you can have
Absolutely.
difficulty breathing if
Yes,
you
you
have
can.
other conditions, right?
Well, and there are two ways, well, there are more than two ways, but there are two big ways that we think of allergies being life-threatening. We think about anaphylaxis.
What exactly is that?
Anaphylaxis is an immediate life-threatening allergic reaction. For the layperson, we think about a sudden breakout of hives, can't breathe, your throat closes off,
Right.
lip swelling, tongue swelling. And we'll see that in people who have food allergies, drug allergies, things like that. And then, but more commonly, are people who have asthma. That is the disease in which allergies are perhaps, it's an important thing to talk about, let me put it that way, because it's more prevalent than the other.
So if you have asthma
Correct?
and you put allergies on top of that,
Yes,
you could be in big trouble.
absolutely.
Now, what is asthma? I mean, and what causes? I mean, these are real basic questions, but
Right.
we throw these terms around all the time, and I don't know that people really understand what asthma is.
Well, asthma is a type of bronchitis or a type of inflammatory condition of the airways that leads to constriction of the airways, and it is reversible.
Really?
It is reversible.
Okay, so it's not something you have for life. Because you hear people with asthma, they usually have it as a child, and sometimes they outgrow it, sometimes they don't, and you have it for the rest of your life.
Well, you can have it for your life. It's a chronic condition, and when it's reversible, sometimes it's not completely reversible. Sometimes it is, sometimes it's not. It really depends on how it's treated, how it's managed. And you're correct, sometimes children can outgrow it, sometimes adults can outgrow it. There is an ebb and flow to how asthma behaves throughout somebody's lifetime.
We have to run off to a break, but on the
Okay.
other side of these messages, let's talk about maybe some of the early warning signs and what people can do to make sure that maybe they do or don't have asthma, and what they can do to keep themselves healthy and their
Okay.
respiratory system's healthy during the summertime when everything's flying through the air.
Okay.
We'll be right back after these messages. Welcome back to the show. I'm here with Dr. Gita Carre. She's a local allergist, and she's going to give us some tips on how to keep breathing clearly. How do you know if you have a problem? I mean, do I have to be in deep distress, like, oh, I can't breathe, to say I have asthma or allergies?
Well, no, and one really shouldn't wait until you are that sick. I brought some slides that show that relying on subjective measurements is probably not a good idea. That there is if you just rely on your subjective perceptions, you will have a tendency to
Say, I'm okay.
underreport. I'm fine.
So you'll dismiss
I'm
stuff.
okay.
Maybe you have a cough, and you're
Right.
like, it's hay fever.
But when you use objective criteria, objective validated questionnaires with appropriate lung function tests that are correctly interpreted, and other tests that are done obviously have to be done properly, that goes without saying, and use those tests to follow NIH guidelines for appropriate step therapy, you get better outcomes, and you have a lower risk of a bad outcome.
So
with
should
asthma.
I run to the doctor every time I have a little cough, or how do I know when to come see an allergist? I mean, that's kind of subjective.
That
to
is
the person.
subjective, and that's a tough one because, of course, I want to see everybody.
Yeah.
I think everybody should come see me.
Yeah.
But the truth is that if you're having more than 2 to 4 requirements of antibiotics per year, if you're having more than one episode of what is deemed quote unquote bronchitis per year, if you are requiring more than one course of oral or injected steroids in every 24-month period of time, these should all be signals that there's something more going on and it may be worthwhile to seek specialist attention.
So just back to your previous point, people tend to be dismissive of those type things.
Right.
And they're like, oh, okay, just another episode. But it could pay huge dividends for your longevity, your quality of life, and other things if you just get that early advice.
Correct.
When you're having any kind of distress like that.
Correct. And not every asthmatic needs to see a specialist, and not every patient with allergies needs to see a specialist, but there does come a point where specialty evaluation can be useful.
Well, Dr. Carre, we're so out of time, it's not funny, but thank you so much for coming on the show and getting us
Absolutely.
smart on allergies and bronchitis and all that other stuff. I know we just scratched the surface, but I look forward to having you back soon.
Well, thank you.
And we'll see you next time.